I must say I'm very, very excited to be here this morning, and I'm particularly ecstatic about being here because not too long ago, I sat in these same seats just like all of you. And as a junior and as a senior, we had many leaders from all over the community, leaders from around the state, leaders from different institutions and organizations who would come and speak to us, hoping to inspire and to motivate, to offer opportunities that exist after high school, and just offer suggestions, because we can do it, right? And I remember thinking, and I'm sure like most of you, well, what is this guy going to tell me that I don't already know? What's this gentleman going to tell me that's going to change my mind about things? And what's this guy going to tell me that's going to help shape my thoughts, shape my mind for what I do now to better myself for the future? Well, frankly, I can't. I just can't do it. The decision is yours. Every day we contemplate decisions in our minds, and it's up to us whether we want to make the right ones or not. The choice is yours, ladies and gentlemen. You decide. As Amanda mentioned, my name is Daniel Padilla, and I graduated from Nogales High School about 10 years ago. As a student, I loved listening to inspirers and motivators who would come to us. And they always left it up to us whether we wanted to listen or not. I hope that today, through the delivery of this message, you can take something away. If nothing else, please keep an open mind and listen. I'm going to form the basis of my message around a quote by Mahatma Gandhi. And Gandhi states, "Watch your thoughts, for they become words. Watch your words, for they become action. Your action becomes habit, and your habit determines your character, who we are as individuals." And in the end, ladies and gentlemen, the designing factor for all of this truly defines and determines our destiny. So I'm going to start off with a short synopsis on my childhood. You see, growing up, I had a great life. I had everything to look forward to. My life was pretty much laid out in front of me and planned. You see, my father owned and operated his own company. It was one of the most successful sand and gravel construction companies in all of the Southwest region. And I knew that one day I would work alongside of him and run the company and be as successful, if not more successful, than my father was, because that was his dream. And his dream was for me to always go to college, to work hard, and maintain a strong work ethic, just like he did. Except he never went to college. And so those thoughts of me being successful in running this company, they boiled inside and carried with me throughout elementary, throughout junior high, and into high school. And those thoughts of being successful transpired into words. And I began to speak those words with my colleagues and comrades, saying, "Hey, you might have to work a little harder if you want to be successful. Look at me, I have everything to look forward to. We're adding new trucks, we're adding new associates, we're adding new equipment. The business is growing. This is going to be great." Again, those thoughts became words. And there was always a slight arrogance in me. And little did I know that that arrogance would change my life forever. A couple months into my senior year, while celebrating and commemorating the birthday of the most important person in my life, who's here with me today, my wife, while celebrating and commemorating her birthday at a very, very popular Mexican restaurant, very late at night, must have been 27 of us at the dinner table, my father was murdered, simply murdered. Blood everywhere, the most brutal, gruesome, horrific scene that you can ever imagine. The movies will never portray it that way. They just don't know. I guarantee that. The most important person in my life is stripped from me? What? How? Why? I'm doomed. I'm done. I have nothing to live for and nothing to look forward to. I wanted nothing more but to ruin my life and kill myself slowly. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail. My father did die a day and a half later. He was airlifted to University Medical Center in Tucson. And the events that transpired between the incident and his actual death truly changed my life. I'm woken up in the lobby of the hospital, and I'm asked to come say goodbye to my father. They're about to pull the plug from his life support. And I agree. I approached my father at bedside, along with my siblings, my mother, and my grandparents. The doctor says, your father's going to breathe for about 2 or 3 minutes. Okay. 3 minutes pass. 5 minutes pass. 10 minutes pass. And he's still breathing. 15 minutes pass. And all of a sudden, an ounce of hope begins to boil inside of me. Maybe it isn't his time. Maybe I do have something to look forward to. He's not going anywhere. 25 minutes pass. 30 minutes pass. And all of a sudden, not only hope, but a rush of excitement rushes through my body. Dad, you're not going anywhere. You're here to stay with me and my family, right? So I made a commitment. I said, Father, if you stay, I promise I'll do everything to make you proud. And I'm sure my siblings can speak for the same. If it means me going to college, sure. But please stay with me. And all of a sudden, I begin to pray. Pray? To whom? To what? I didn't believe. I lost everything that night. I had no idea what I was praying to, right? But there was a strong belief in my heart that something good was coming out of this. "43 minutes pass. And to the right of my father's bedside stood a monitor. And that monitor read a straight, flat line. My father was gone. My siblings and I would grasp my father. A tear rolled down his face. And right then and there, that commitment came to life. When I thought I had failed, when I thought my life had ended, I was doomed, life had just begun. Life had just begun for me. How? I don't know. You see, every one of us will feel failure once in our lives. We all will. It's just a matter of time. If we haven't already, then we've learned to get up. We'll all get that sense of failure, but it's how you react. It's how you respond. With every failure, it gives us the opportunity to come back again, but obviously more intelligently. My life had begun, ladies and gentlemen. I had so much to look forward to. I returned to school about a week and a half later. And while I had counselors and instructors, older members of my family, heck, I even had a psychologist try to speak to me so that I wouldn't go back to the same thoughts of hurting myself. It didn't matter what anyone told me. The choice was mine. I had to decide whether I wanted to make the right choice. The decisions were left up to me. I graduated high school, and don't get me wrong, I loved school, okay? I really did, and I continue to love school. I worked hard throughout school. I was inducted into the National Honor Society my junior year. I graduated my senior year at the top 5% of my class. But I knew that none of it was just by design. It was because I worked hard for it. I was brought up to have a strong work ethic. And so I did. I made a commitment, though, that night, right? And weeks afterward, that I would change my life and do good for others. That I would hold myself to high standards and continually evaluate the image I saw in the mirror every day. To help others, to respect others with the utmost dignity, and only then would I have a sense of pride, but more than anything, peace. But I did well for others, and I loved others. And that's what I truly feel has got me to where I am today. Those commitments turned into action my entire senior year. Okay? And all of a sudden, by respecting and doing well and working hard, it became habit. It just came to me very naturally. And that's what happens. Your thoughts become words, your words become action, and action becomes habit. So I carried that same notion with me after high school. As Amanda mentioned, I went to Northern Arizona University in Flagstaff. It's just what was right for me. Small town, just like Nogales. Very tight-knit community. You really feel that sense of pride and ownership with those around you. Flagstaff was perfect for me. Had no idea what I wanted to do. I went on a nice scholarship, but seriously, had no idea what I wanted to do, what I wanted to study. I just thought, I'm going to go and see what happens. My very first job in college, I was a housekeeper, making beds and cleaning toilets. Interesting. I lasted about 3 months, but not because I couldn't do it. I was approached by my general manager. He said, "Son, come to the front of the house. You can do so much more." And I need that smile, and I need that attitude, and I need that heart in the front of the house to impact my guests. Very well, I will. Became a server, became a host. 2.5 months later, I'm approached by the executive chef. "Young man, come with me to the back of the house. I need you." He goes, "You have the right attitude, the right mind?" He goes, "You're going to be in charge. You can create menus. You can control my food cost. Help me run this place." So I did. Fell in love with culinary arts. So I began to learn more and more about work ethic. Was starting to build character, even though I didn't know what that meant at that time. I was offered the opportunity to go to Chicago for 4 months in the summer for an internship, working in country clubs. Absolutely. I'd love to go to Chicago. Everything's paid for, got my own living quarters, and I'm going to make money. So I did. Completed my time there, went back to school, was called up again. "Hey, Dan, come back. We need you another 4 months." Very well, I did. Went back to school after completing my time there, and then I went to, I got another phone call from Marriott. They said, "Come to Marco Island, Florida for 8 months. Show us what you know. We'll consider an internship, a management development program, and maybe that'll help you get into the right steps. It's a perfect step for you if you are highly considering hospitality." I said, "Okay." Lasted 8 months there. Truly understood what life was all about with working hard. Came back to Northern Arizona University, where I graduated early and was immediately offered a position at the JW Marriott Tucson Star Pass. Y'all know where that is? west side of Tucson. Most gorgeous resort, one of the most gorgeous resorts you'll ever visit. I promise that. Worked hard there. I spent 3.5 years as an event operations manager. Got tired of it. Decided to go back to my roots in housekeeping, become the housekeeping manager. I only lasted 364 days. Couldn't even commit my year. Too many women, 50+ ladies. I couldn't do it anymore. I said, I got to go. So I talked to my general manager, and he said, Dan, I got the perfect opportunity. He goes, you love people. People love you. How about director of guest experience? I touch every guest that walks into my hotel. Okay? It's amazing. People say all the time, Dan, you're successful. No, I'm not. I haven't stopped. I'm going strong. I'm striving. When you tell yourself you're successful, that you've become successful, you stop learning and you stop growing. Hold yourself to high standards. Keep going. I know that soon I will become a general manager, even at my young age. I will become a general manager of a resort of this caliber. And after that, I'll go work for corporate and maybe run the company one day. I don't know. But the passion is here. Your mind will try to control everything. Your eyes, many things will catch your eyes and your minds. Very few things will catch your heart. Pursue those things. Those are the ones that matter. Okay? So my habits of working in this business, because I love this business, and by the way, I didn't choose hospitality. I really didn't. I ended up in hospitality and tourism because it found me. I had no idea what it meant to run a hotel. I had no idea what it meant to really, why do I have to become a housekeeper? Why do I have to be a cook? Why do I have to be a server? It's gotten me far at a very young age. Interesting story. So my habits become character, right? I'm still figuring out what that is. My first term in Chicago, those 4 months, I signed a contract, 4 months. I wanted to go home early. It's 3 months and 3 weeks. So I approached my manager and I said, hey, Teresa, I want to go back home. I want to spend a week with my family before having to go back to NAU. They didn't care to listen to me. They wanted nothing to do with that. They said, go see Mr. Barbaro, go see the general manager, see what he has to say. I said, okay. Older man, someone who I wish to reflect one of these days, right? Amazing man. But I was so nervous to go up to him. A man of that caliber? How can I approach him? I said, Mr. Barbaro, I want to go home. Will you grant me permission? He said, young man, the first thing that came out of his mind, out of his mouth, young man, you know you're not going to get your $375 deposit, right? I'm thinking, that's the first thing you care about? I wanted those $375. I wanted to go home with a little extra cash in my pocket. And I'm thinking, why? Just $375? Because you know you can't get it back, right? You signed a contract, young man. I said, I understand. Very well, sir. And I said, Mr. Barbaro, one last thing. Thank you very much for this opportunity. It's really helped shape me as for the young man that I am. I said, may I request your permission to come back next summer? And his eyes lit up. He goes, really? I said, absolutely. I'd love to learn from your leadership and guidance, to continue to learn and grow. He goes, young man, you are the true definition of character. I said, I don't even know what that means, sir, but okay. He goes, you blow me away. I said, I'm thinking to myself, so that mean I'm going to get my $375? I didn't get my money, but he welcomed me back next summer. And through learning from him, attaching myself to him and his leadership, what I did gain out of that was a $5,000 scholarship to bring back to NAU and to help finish off my career or my studies at NAU. Great. I'm still figuring out what character is. You can decide that for yourselves. Who you are as individuals. What's your destiny? I still don't know what my destiny is, but I'll keep working at it. I'm going strong, and I won't stop. Ladies and gentlemen, you are responsible for your own results. I highly encourage you to and I'll go over my key points here shortly, but I hope that this helped a little bit. My life wasn't always easy. Again, I had plans to really ruin myself. Remember, failure is the opportunity to begin again more intelligently. Okay? You all fail at once, and it's okay. When you're prepared to fail, though, you are prepared, right? That only means you're living life. Be prepared. Life will throw many, many different things at you. Just be prepared. So with that, I'll stop telling my story. I'll just go over a few points that I covered. So number one, the power of belief. Truly believe that you can do great things and keep going. Believe that you can make the commitment every day to do the right thing and make the right choices. Believe in yourselves. 2, live with passion. Again, many things will catch our eyes, very few things will catch our heart. Those are the ones that matter. Pursue those, okay? I keep saying this, but be disciplined. Embrace change, because change is good. To get what you never had, you must do what you've never done before. And Albert Einstein says it perfectly. The absolute sign of insanity is to continue doing what you've been doing and expect different results. He's right on. Last few points. Live with integrity. Choose rightness over ease and convenience, because that will bring you pride. But more importantly, it'll bring you peace within. Be kind, be respectful to yourselves and others, and be honest. Build a reputation as someone who tells the truth. Always treat others with dignity and ensure that your behaviors are respectful. Why? Because it makes you a person of quality. Start each day with a commitment to do what is right. Because with every new day comes new opportunities. That's my story, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to remember What I do want you to remember, though, is that you are responsible for your own results. Okay? You know, I spoke with Amanda Hatfield actually reached out to me. I've been doing quite a few tours with some of the seniors from the Culinary Arts program, with Mr. Schmalley actually, and I've been doing tours of my resort, JW Tucson Star Pass, and in doing so, I knew that the message that I can help translate into the lives of these young ladies and gentlemen, right? I knew that it could be impactful, and many a times, right, it feels like they just need to listen once in a while. And I hope that through the message of this, that it will make an impact. But Amanda Hatfield called me because Mr. Schmalley contacted her and said, talk to Daniel Padilla. He can say something that'll be impactful. So she called me, and as soon as she asked me, I was just kind of blown away. I thought, why me? What can I say that's going to change their mind about things? And while I was unsure, I immediately responded yes. I love the fact that I mentioned in the speech, right, that as a student in high school, we had many motivators and inspirers from leaders all over Arizona, all over the community, just come and speak to us. And those were the words from them that always inspired me. So I thought that if I can tell my story, that in some way it would be impactful for these young folks. You're absolutely right. Tragedy doesn't have to turn someone's life around. Just too many times today's youth, they make excuses too many times. Oh, my parents are divorced. One of my family members was killed. I'm from a small town. What opportunity do I really have? And those are just excuses. So I tell everyone, do what your heart tells you. Live with passion, and really, you don't have to know what you want to do, but just we make the choices, we make decisions in our lives, and it's up to us whether we want to make the right ones. I'm completely inspired by just NUSD, right, the Nogales Unified School District, the instructors here at the high school and everything they do to really empower the associates, and really they provide so many different opportunities through organizations and just through the impactful classes that they go through. So I do want to especially thank Nogales Unified School District. I always have to thank my wife and my father, because without their support, spiritually, I am who I am now because of what they do for me. So I'm very blessed.